Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well, especially after that victory against Brighton. Um, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We obviously just trying to grow the community and yeah, get everyone involved. Um, but anyway, onto the game. So I'm not going to discuss the first half at all. It was uh, it was poor. It was It was disgraceful, and I don't want to talk about it. I just want to forget about it. It's in the past. We got 3 points. Let's talk about the positives of the game, which obviously was the second half. So I'm gonna start from front to back, and I'm gonna start on top with Cavani because I want to end with this whole keeper situation. So I'm gonna start on top with Cavani, and watching him, I feel sorry for the guy. The the football that United plays with Rashford on the left and Greenwood on the right, it doesn't suit a out and out number nine. It's sad to watch, and I feel like it's uh, it's been taking a lot out of him because he doesn't seem like the same player that arrived with all that energy. Um, I just don't see him running around as much as he used to, and that could be just because he hasn't played as many games, or it could be a mental thing where he's just not getting the service. And you don't have to be a coach or anything to see that this guy's not getting the service that he needs from the wingers, especially. Obviously, Bruno's always going to provide. He's always going to take the risk. That's just who he is as a player. But from the wings, Rashford definitely needs to be providing more. He ran into Ben White on a few occasions, and obviously, it's not a if you trying to put yourself in his mindset, it's not the worst thing because obviously he's a determined guy, and he ran into Ben White a couple of times, and just like I'm assuming that it's his personality, that he's just gonna push and push and push until he gets it right, and I don't know, Ollie or Carrick or someone just needs to sit him down and just says sometimes like you can try and run in, be selfish. It's not the issue, but the issue is if you're gonna do it once, twice, 3 times, and you're gonna run into the same player um, in less than half an hour, like put the cross in, try and find Cavani. Like it's clear that Marcus Rashford is always gonna be a winger, and he's a brilliant player. He's gonna be I'm sure he's gonna be a United great, and he's definitely gonna chase down Rooney's goal record, but he's always going to be a winger. I can't see him being a striker. He doesn't have the qualities. He can obviously learn it, but at the moment he's enjoying his football on the wing, cutting inside, but he just needs to learn to put the ball in like once every second chance he gets. So like do it a 50-50. Okay, this time obviously you need to evaluate the game and the particular moments in the game, but if the cross is there, like don't always try and run um, into traffic, especially if they're playing three at the back. Because he just ran into Ben White the whole time. The whole time, Ben White was just there for him. And it wasn't difficult for Ben White to be there for him because it wasn't only Ben White. Ben White was just always the player catching him. But the players were collapsing on him, and Ben White was obviously he's the centre back. So it was just like a tunnel, like on 3 or 4 occasions. Just Marcus just running into a tunnel where he can try and find Cavani because there's all this talk about Haaland coming to United, but who's going to provide the ball to Haaland? He's not going to score as many goals as he's scoring for Dortmund. It's the Premier League, and no service is coming in from the wings unless Daniel Jones plays. Not to take anything from Greenwood, he did put the ball in, He's also a striker like Rashford, but I think he was slightly less selfish. But unless James or we get another winger is playing there, there's no service to our number nine. Absolutely nothing. For a team like Manchester United who's trying to fight for the title, there needs to be more. There needs to be more. It's really something that needs to be worked on. And I'm not saying the wingers can't cut in. There's many teams that play. Oh, it's not many teams, but teams nowadays play like that with inside forwards. It's not like it used to be, but you you can't just like wanna go for goal yourself. Like it's fine, run it in, but sometimes you need to switch it up. You really need to switch it up, and I think that Shaw has been coming to the party. I mean, he is. It's between him and Bruno for player of the season, and at the moment, like I think Bruno started the season better than Shaw, but Shaw's definitely ending the season much better, and I really want to see who's it gonna be. And if anybody says otherwise between those two players, they don't know anything. I'm gonna be straight and honest about it. They don't know anything. It's those have been our two players, and even tonight I was thinking Shaw is so consistent. He's so consistent, and lots of people have been talking about Bruno for captaincy. Um, Obviously, I've been saying that he's the obvious pick, but if it's not Bruno, obviously Maguire's the captain. He, but he just seems to lack something. I don't know. Maybe trying to concentrate on his game, and obviously also being captain is not easy. But I think Shaw is another player that can pick up that armband and like not be phased by it, because he is the most consistent player. Obviously, for the goal, I think he maybe could have been closer. I'm not sure across the ball into Walbeck. Um, in the first half, he maybe could have been closer to that player. But it's hard to blame him or Maguire. So the way I saw it is Shaw in the cross, obviously, um, and Maguire followed suit slightly. Um, but if Maguire pushes out, obviously to be closer to Shaw, Lindelof needs to hold the line. Um, I just think Lindelof. So my blame would be mostly on Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka. Lindelof, I don't think he should have pushed out as far, because I feel like Wan-Bissaka was slightly too central, and also like the body shape, like they were like closed out to the play, and both of them are just facing that way, and no one is like no one can see Welbeck. And I don't know if we had a CDM, maybe you would have communicated with him. Don't get me started on the CDM, but if maybe a central defensive midfielder would have communicated with him and made their jobs easier, I just feel like one of them needed to have the shoulders across the field. Especially, I think it had to be Lindelof. I think he has to take that responsibility. I'm not taking the responsibility of Wan-Bissaka. I just feel like Lindelof, being the central midfielder, he should have been not the central midfielder, the central defender. He should have been more alert to what's happening in the box, because the box it's his bread and butter. Sorry guys. So I just think Lindelof should have maybe opened up his shoulders, and Wan-Bissaka could have been the one close off, but one of them needed to try and be alert as to what's going on the field. It's playground defending, and I don't know who's working on the defense. We've conceded. It's criticizing the defense this season. It sounds crazy, because we've conceded. We haven't been really conceding that much goals, but you need to criticize them, because with Manchester United we should be doing better. And I just feel like Lindelof, he should have been more alert. He should have had his shoulders open. Because Wan-Bissaka just went off the radar, and what I mean, Daniel Welbeck just went off the radar, and Wan-Bissaka should one of them should have been alert to it. Either Lindelof or Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they should have been alert to him. And he's one player and they're two players, and they both they just had tunnel vision, and it's just not good enough. Um, Touching on the goals that we haven't been conceding. I mean, been conceding so little. It has a lot to do with McFred in front of them. Um, Obviously, Scott McTominay and Fred, they weren't playing today, but they have been a big factor in the fact that United have been playing the back six, and it's it's tough to judge Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with what he's done and obviously what he has. Um, he doesn't have a CDM, and I want to touch more on it, but I first just wanna get through the rest of the team. Actually, have I touched on? So yeah, there's not much more I want to say actually about the performance, especially in the second half. I think we could play better. Um, I think I think one of the problems is, and it leads into the first half, is that I don't know if in training United work on keeping the ball. It's been a problem throughout the season where you'll find teams that are have lesser quality of players, no disrespect to them, lesser quality of players, and they will outplay us like like they like they have the better players. They will outplay Manchester United, and it's one of the reasons people is Ollie out. It's one of the reasons people is Ollie out. And again, it happened today. There's times when we'll keep the ball, but it won't be decisive passing. It will be Harry Maguire and the back six. They will mostly be keeping the ball, and that is so similar. So similar. It's not as bad, but it's so similar to how Jose plays football. Especially at Manchester United. I think his brand has been slightly different at Tottenham. It's obviously going worse there. I don't know what the. I don't want to comment on that. He has been picking up speed, but the season it hasn't been great for him. I mean, he's Jose Mourinho. He's one of the greatest managers to ever manage football, and not going well. But if you watch, just go watch a Jose Mourinho game and watch some of United's play from the season. It's very much similar. I don't think it's as bad. I think there is slightly more adventure, um, but there is similarities there. I can understand against the bigger teams, but against the smaller teams, like Ollie needs to let them play. He needs to let them play, and obviously, I can't just say he needs to let him play. You need to look at what he has. So obviously, he has Fred and McTominay, and they work, and they do two people doing one person's job. But he needs to find something, and hopefully this transfer window he can. So the positions United is looking at is a centre back. Everyone knows that we're looking at the centre back. I mentioned it in my last video. So I know I said I want Kunate, but he's been linked with. He's a brilliant player. He's a brilliant player, but he's linked with Liverpool firstly, and secondly, he's had a very bad muscle injury, and United don't need another Eric Bailly. We just don't. And then, so I would like us to go for Kunde. I'd like us. I think it's worth 60 mil. I'd really like Manchester United to actually spend that money on that player. I think he's worth it. He is. he will transform our defense. He has all the attributes that Harry Maguire needs next to him. A good football playing, fast, right? Yeah, right-sided. Actually, I think Maguire actually he would prefer to play on the right. Um, but either way, he needs somebody good next to him who has some technical ability, and I think Kunde would be the best option, especially with Konate being injury prone and linked with Liverpool. Let's not go into a war with any other club over transfers because Manchester United's not going to come out on top. And then today is the first time I've watched Basuma play, and he's been really impressive. And I'd really like, obviously, Declan Rice. Declan Rice is gonna go for 60 to 80 million. So I'd like to see us spend the cash maybe on a quality centre back, and then go and get Basuma. I don't think he'll be more than 40 million. That's really outside United's budget, but if they are gonna go down, I'm pretty sure we can get him at a very good price of like 20, 25 million, because he's gonna push to leave, especially if a big club like Manchester United is gonna come for him. I really think we should look into Basuma. And then we have been linked with a couple of strikers, or word out is that we're looking for a striker. With Haaland obviously been in the mix, but Manchester United can't do that. It's going to be too much money. It's going to be like 180 million, 150 to 180 million, and we don't have the team to go do that. We first need to build our team. It's not gonna work out well, and there are a couple of options that United are looking at, but that's obviously a discussion for another video, because there's talk, but there's nothing solid. And obviously we have Greenwood, and he obviously scored today. He could have scored two. But he scored one, and it's good for him. And in his post-match interview, he was the player that they interviewed, and he said he's been working on his headering, which is obviously that's good for his confidence. I mean, he's working on it in training. He's scoring a header in game, and yeah, I feel like I'm going all over the place in this video, but yeah. So we have Greenwood up front, but obviously we need somebody else experienced to come in. Maybe I'll do a video on who we linked with and the attributes. But I feel like we need to go for Kunde. And then I feel like Basuma will be a great signing. Here's the thing about Basuma. He might not be the best CDM. But he's playing in one of the lower teams, and he's doing a brilliant job at that position. And I think it's good enough to make that step up. I mean, he played brilliantly today, and I've watched Declan Rice, and I've watched Basuma. Well, I've only watched Basuma now in one game, but I don't see like a 50 million rand difference in the two players. And Declan Rice is gonna be going for 60 to 80 million. I saw some reports which could be bullshit talking about 100 million. Obviously, West Ham's gonna push their luck. If we can get Declan, I mean, I'm open to it. I'm open to anything as long as we get the CDM. I think the CDM is our most vital position. I really think we need to fill that position, that CDM role. I think it's more important than getting the centre back. I can deal Lindelof and Maguire for another season. I really can, because I really think if we get a decent CDM that has some pace, it will really help out our defensive pairing. And obviously they have an understanding, even though they fuck up, sorry for the language, on many occasions, or if they don't fuck up, we have to put two players in front of them and play a back six. I really think a good defensive midfielder could maybe improve that partnership, but we definitely need a centre back. But for me, the priority is CDM, centre back, and then striker, and then the right wing. I totally understand that we need a right wing. We have James. I think he's improved over the season. A lot of people probably disagree with me, but we do have James. We do have Greenwood who can play there, and that rotation can happen on the other side. We have Martial. There has been talks of Martial being looked to be sold, but um, there's also been reports that I don't have. Unfortunately, I don't have the sources. There's been reports that Oli has begged Woodward not to sell him, so we can push Martial back out onto the left. And like we had with Jose, Martial and Rashford, they could be fighting for that position, like they did under Jose. That brought out the best in both of them. Remember that time when either one didn't score, Jose would take that, whoever it was, Martial or Rashford, and he'll put the other one on, and that player will go on to score. We had a rotation where they were pushing each other, and one of them was guaranteed to score. And then I think we can bring in a striker, and Greenwood obviously nurture him into that central role. Um, but James has definitely improved on the right wing. I know lots of people don't like him. He's not the most creative player, but sometimes in a team you don't need everybody to be stars. If you look at various teams that's even won the Premier League over the years, if you look at Sir Alex's team, we had Park Ji-sung, we had some weird players that you would never think would be players in the Premier League winning team, but sometimes you need those types of players to galvanize maybe the squad, to maybe do that extra defensive work, so that players like Rashford can push on, players like Martial can push on. And I just feel like I understand what everybody's saying, but at the same time I feel like we maybe been a bit too hard on him, and we maybe need to try and see what he provides to the team. And he's a brilliant player to have as a squad player, and I wouldn't sign him. I think keep him there, keep him in the rotation, bring in another winger, bring in whoever's obviously Sancho's. I'm gonna speak about Sancho because I don't want to speak about him because obviously he's supposed to be a United player, but if you have James as a backup to Sancho, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. James has his own qualities, and if James can just deliver like decent balls into the box on a consistent basis, at least from one side of the field, we have that. From the other side, we don't. We definitely don't. Whether we're going to play Martial there, or we're going to play Rashford there, they are only looking for themselves. We need it from one side, so I definitely think that James brings something to the team. And yeah, I'm obviously coming to the end of the video. Oh no. There's one pointer. There is one pointer that I need to discuss, and there's reports coming out that we're obviously looking to move De Gea on. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna start from the front. I'll work my way all the way to the back, and I know I went all around, but the reason I started at the front is because I wanted to end it off. I wanted to end off this video with this whole thing with David De Gea and Dean Henderson. And today, I'm not sure why, but De Gea didn't play. But there is a reporter by the name of... sorry guys, let me just get this reporter's name. There's a reporter by the name of, how do you pronounce this now? Surav Mahati. Some Surav. Okay, let's just stick to Surav. And I can't get to the website now, but anyway, this guy Surav is a journalist, and he wrote that Manchester United is looking to move De Gea on, and obviously his 350 million his salary or wages per week is a big issue with regards to moving De Gea on, and then they don't want to give the number one spot to Dean Henderson, as he's inexperienced, and we're Manchester United, and they're not sure if he's going to be able to carry that baton. So Manchester United's looking to move. They're looking to move De Gea on, and they're looking to bring in Nick Pope and Dean Henderson to still be the number two. And I think one of the cats is trying to get in here by the door. So I don't get it. If you guys want to comment on anything in this video, please comment on that and what your thoughts are. But I don't think it should be done. I think keep De Gea. He's been loyal to the club. One of the top, at the moment, one of the top 5 keepers in the world. I'm going to say top 5. I would want to say top 3, but obviously last season he wasn't great. But this season he's picked up, so I'm going to say one of the top 5 keepers in the world. He's been loyal to the club. He's one of the only players in the team who has won the Premier League. And just keep him. Why move him on? And it's again maybe the Glazers looking at the fact that they're paying him £350 million a week, and obviously the cheapest or best thing to do would be to move him on, and obviously they just take the money out. Hopefully if they move him on, they're looking to build the team, because obviously United needs to build this team. But that is the story, and I've only seen it from one report. It's probably just, he could just be writing to make his money, you know how it goes. But yeah, if you guys want to comment on anything, please comment on the goalkeeper situation in the bottom. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Anyway guys, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.